Welcome back. Time for My Maine Gardens, a Hummingbird edition, or are we moonshining? Which one? What are we doing here? No, I think everybody loves a good bird feeder, and your garden can be taken to the next level when a hummingbird graces you with his or her presence.
They're back. They're back. I've been obsessed with this website, hummingbirdcentral.com, and they've been tracking the migration of hummingbirds. So for the last month and a half, I've been waiting and seeing them enter Maine.
Okay.
I got all excited.
And they are officially back?
They're here, and I just saw, I've seen some in my garden. So I want to talk about how to make hummingbird food.
Okay.
And also some tips for attracting hummingbirds to your gardens.
Okay.
But first, interesting trivia, and I had to write this down. Hummingbirds feed every 10 to 15 minutes and visit 1,000 to 2,000 flowers a day.
Wow.
They flap their wings so fast, they require a lot of energy to fly and to support their activity. So you can help by providing them with some good food, some good nectar. People ask me all the time, how do you make hummingbird food? It's very simple. I do 4 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar. You only want to use regular white cane sugar. Don't put dyes in it. Don't put honey in it. That could harm the birds. Okay. So very simple. Then you just boil it down.
Sure.
We've got some boiling over here, and it boils fast. Let it cool off, obviously, because you don't want to burn their little
beaks or whatever they got inside. Sure.
And then fill your feeders. So I've got couple of here that I'm using in my gardens. There's so many different types of feeders. And then what I do is I store my extra hummingbird food in a mason jar in the fridge. So I always have some on hand. And then I bring it to room temperature before I put it in the feeders. A couple of feeder tips, and I'll show you outside where I hang them and why. You want to keep these clean. So during the height of summer especially, you want to probably clean them once, maybe twice a week. I do about once a week, but you don't want anything to build up in here that could harm the birds. So, and when you clean them, best not to use dish soap, just warm water. If they're really bad, you can use a little vinegar, but warm water will do the trick.
Okay.
Yeah. So, are you ready to go outside? And I'll show you where I've got them hanging up and why.
Let's check it out.
Let's do it. All right.
So nice placement there.
Yeah, so the reason I'm placing this feeder here is because I'm surrounding it with plants that attract hummingbirds. So see this beautiful begonia with the red flowers?
Yes.
This will get nice and tall, but these plants will attract hummingbirds to your garden.
Okay.
So I like to work a feeder in where those plants are. And then I've got a beautiful fuchsia up there, and they love those as well. So I'm hoping that this combo will attract those hummingbirds to my garden right over here.
Well, it's certainly working for me. I like it.
Okay, now, well, good. I'm glad. If you'd like to have any hummingbird food while you're visiting, Brian.
I took a little sip. I like that 4-to-1 sugar to it gives you a little kick. You see why the Kool-Aid Man's so excited all the time.
Exactly. And then this one, the reason I've got this one here is when you're looking for where to place your feeders in your garden, it's best to have a little shade around, not put them in bright, hot sunlight. It just preserves the nectar, and it's just better. It doesn't overheat the water. And then hummingbirds like a place to perch. It's exhausting eating all day long and flying all day long. So that's why I have this right next to this tree. And last season, I would see 3 or 4 hummingbirds eating and then resting on the branch and then eating and resting on the branch. So at the coast, my family has a camp down there, and we have our feeders just right on the deck, and there's lots of trees around, and they love that. So they'll feed and rest and feed and rest.
So with these simple steps, you too could be a hummingbird hotbed.
Exactly.
There you go. Fantastic stuff. If you want to see this again or get some more of the information that Deb so kindly provides, you can go to our website, wabi.tv. My Maine Gardens. Back with more right after this.